It's summer in Brazil, and we are back. I just absolutely love it here. We make it a point to come to Brazil every year, pretty much. And for those of you who are new to the channel, this is where Lenza is from, so it really has a special place in our hearts. But outside of our personal ties, Brazil would still be one of our top 3 favorite countries in the world because of how unique it is. It's the biggest country in Latin America, and everywhere is very, very, very different. You have beautiful landscapes, amazing people. The culture is so rich and vibrant. It seems like people are always laughing and dancing, and it's just a very fun place to be in the world. So as a kickoff to 2026 in the new year, we decided to make a massive Brazil documentary, if you will, that takes the best parts of all of our travels here in the last 5 years. We will start in the iconic city of Rio de Janeiro. Everyone has seen photos of this place. It is absolutely stunning. Top 3 most beautiful cities in the world and just a cultural gem. Then we'll make our way to Sao Paulo, the metropolis, which is the biggest city in the Americas. The population in the greater Sao Paulo area is something like 16 to 20 million. It's a very bustling place and a lot of chaotic urban energy. Then we'll make our way to the northeast in Salvador, which is kind of the cultural heart of Brazil. There's a lot of African influence there, and you can really see it in the music, the food, the people, the art. And then finally, we will end in Brasilia, the capital of Brazil, if you didn't know. This is Lenza's hometown, and it was literally built from the ground up in the 1950s. And it has very opinionated modernist architecture and is a very fascinating place where people from all over Brazil have moved to. So I hope you enjoy it and experience the magic of Brazil and see why we love it so much and keep coming back here. It really is a super special place in this world.
Aqui é o Brasil!
O dia que eu morrer, que terminar minha encarnação, vou falar para Deus no mundo de profissão.
Family baby pizza! Everything cooked from scratch here.
Antes que isso pare, vou lançar Ferrari, viajar pra Bali, ganhar milha em pouco. Eu vou deixar minha filha mais rica possível.
Brazilian culture is so rich and so beautiful. Tan, good-looking people lounging in the sand. In the distance, dramatic towering peaks, their granite faces dotted with the vibrant colors of favelas. Rio de Janeiro, it's a magical feeling to be in this marvelous city, to learn its stories, to know its people, and to explore each of its complex and beautiful chapters.
Pandeiro, tamborim, visto a fantasia, a euforia vive em mim. Rezo pela vida, pelo amor e pela paz. Hoje é festa, brigas nunca mais.
Just another bitter cold winter day in Rio de Janeiro. One of the best things about coming to the beach in Rio is that you don't need to bring anything. Quite literally, you have beach chairs that you can purchase, umbrellas, and there's vendors coming by all day with bikinis, sarongs, alcoholic beverages, all types of snacks. And this beach is absolutely stunning. And I don't just mean the oiled booties and the fit bodies all surrounding us. You can see Dois Irmãos in the distance, the Two Brothers Mountains, as well as Favela Vigigal. So this is an incredible view. It's just so picturesque. Let's talk about the caipirinha, your companion drink at the beaches in Rio. It's the national drink of Brazil, and it's very simple. You take cachaça or a very strong sugarcane liquor, you crush up lime, and you add sugar and ice, of course. Just 3 ingredients, then you shake it up, and you have this amazing cocktail that's deceptively sweet, but it really gets to you. Saúde. Meet the Rio locals, known as cariocas. Carioca can mean simply someone who was born and raised in Rio, but it also captures a lifestyle and mindset. The stereotypical carioca is effortlessly tan and fit. They're masters of football and have turned a day at the beach into an art form. What is your name?
Hello, my name is Natalia. Nice to meet you.
And you were born and raised in Rio, right?
Yeah, born and raised in Rio, in Ipanema.
So what does it mean to be a carioca?
For me, carioca is a vibe. Carioca is going to the beach, feel the nature, understand how simple can be the life here.
And how many times do you come to the beach a week?
I try twice during the week and the whole weekend. 9 a.m. and then I go home like 5 p.m.
And do you think cariocas, what are their personalities like? Like, how are they different from the rest of Brazil?
We can be rich and here at the same time. At the beach, we are all together at the same vibe.
Yeah, and I see that a lot because there's a lot of inequality here. You know, from the favela, you see the rich neighborhoods right next to it, but the beach is free, which is one of the best parts about Rio. Exactly. Everyone can come here.
Free, the funk it's our vibe, and then you can mix the favela and the rich people at the same time, at the same place, without this kind of separation.
Yeah, and that's not true in a lot of parts of the world or so. I think this is really special about Rio. This is apparently a very carioca thing to eat at the beach. This is called biscoito. It looks like this. It's like a little cracker. It's very airy and light. Tastes a bit like cheese. A classic Rio beach snack, a charcoal grilled cheese coated in oregano and topped with molasses. So good. It's hot cheese. There's no way not to enjoy this.
I'm more famous as being the Swedish gringo.
Saúde, Swedish gringo.
Saúde!
So what is good about Rio? What's good about living here?
The good thing that Rio taught me was to enjoy my life, knowing that I might only have today. There might not even be tomorrow. To just break out of your comfort zone, break out of your habits, and just go out there and embrace life.
So what do you like more about Rio than at home? So what's missing in Sweden?
One of the main differences is in Sweden, you meet your friends, you meet your co-workers, and that's it. In Rio, in Brazil, you will meet new people all the time. Here in Rio, if I go to bed and I haven't talked to 20 people, I'd be surprised. You spend your days talking, you spend your days socializing. That is different.
Rio and Brazil in general is a place of blatant economic inequality. So the rich here often lead very different lives than the poor. But the very cool thing about Rio is that the beach here is the great equalizer and accessible by everyone. Leblon, Copacabana, Ipanema, all these places are completely free to the public. So anyone can come here. And it's a really beautiful thing about this city.
Tenho esse mar todo, todo pra olhar. Tenho as estrelas infinitas pra contar. Tenho o sol brilhando e os patos nadam em par. Meus passos vão mostrando o prazer de observar.
Hi from a cafe in Brasilia. Unfortunately, Brazil isn't just all fun. We do have to get some work done as well, so we're sitting here kind of locking in. And if you've been watching the channel for a while, you know that we travel full-time and work remotely. So as long as we have our laptop, our cell phone, and fully charged camera batteries, we can work from anywhere. But the tricky part is keeping everything powered because sockets change from country to country. And sometimes on long travel days, we can't access a socket at all. That's why we don't travel anymore without these two products. This is the Anker Nano travel adapter, and this is the Anker Nano power bank. The Anker Nano travel adapter is an ultra compact all-in-one travel adapter that works in over 200 countries. So in the past, when we would land in a new destination, we would have to run around and buy an adapter in order to get our electronics charged up. Now with Anker, it's an all-in-one solution, so we don't have to do that anymore. So here in Brazil, there is the perfect charge for it. The Anker adapter charges up to 5 devices at once, and it charges fast, like actually fast. Then there's the Anker Nano power bank. This is really good for long travel days or long days of filming, or when we don't have access to a socket, like right now at this cafe outside. All I have to do is pull out the built-in cord and plug it directly into my laptop and my phone or the camera, and it charges things on the go. It's just about the size of 2 AirPods, so it fits into my purse, and it charges my cell phone up to 50% in just over 20 minutes. I also just love the design of these two products. It's really sleek. For long travel days or remote work days, these products just take one thing off my mental load. So if you're also looking to stay powered on the go, I recommend you checking out Anker. They are the world's #1 mobile charging brand, and I'll drop the link in my description box for you to learn more.
Football on the beach and ice-cold caipirinhas. Live samba rhythms and fast-moving feet. Red meat on skewers, grilled slow over charcoal. These are a few of Carioca's favorite things.
Welcome to Rio. It's such an honor to have both of you here in my city. And this is one of my favorite restaurants in Rio.
This is Guy, half of the YouTube channel Rio for Fun. Like nearly every Carioca, he knows good beef and where to find it. He brings us to Braseiro da Gávea, a restaurant specializing in generous portions of grilled meats that is crowded with locals every single day of the week.
And what's your favorite word in Portuguese?
I like saudade.
I knew it!
It's not an equivalent in the English language, and I think it's really beautiful that it just kind of means this feeling of missing and longing.
Yeah, when I'm away from Brazil, like last time we were out for a year, one of the things I was missing was this food. So this is, I believe, it really represents Rio's food.
Yeah.
The restaurant takes its name from the braseiro, a traditional metal grill central to Brazilian barbecuing. These grills are a staple in restaurants across the city, including Brazil's renowned all-you-can-eat churrascarias, as well as in countless Brazilian homes. Brazilians like their meat.
And what's really special and different about Brazil's food, having traveled all over the world?
I believe it's the seasoning. We put lots of garlic, onions, and that reflects into like a huge influence of the indigenous, the Africans, the Portuguese.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, foi. Dá mó ali.
Okay, so this is a calabresa?
This is actually linguiça.
Linguiça.
Yeah, calabresa is a type of sausage, right? So this is just pork sausage, real pork sausage. It sounds like common, normal, but it's special.
All right.
So take a bite like plain, and then you pour that sauce over.
Okay. Well, saúde.
Cheers. Chora. Chora. Do you feel like crying?
So good.
I'm a type of person that, like, you know, when I'm involved with the food, I start crying. And maybe I won't cry now because I'm dehydrated. Yeah, so.
Okay, so we got all the core food groups. We got the flank steak and then a bunch of good Brazilian sides.
Yeah, that's the most popular Brazilian cut, which is picanha.
It's looking beautiful.
Yeah.
Look at this plate, the classic Brazilian plate.
So good.
Oh my god.
We only seasoning with rock salt. That's it.
And it's incredibly flavorful. It's like a little gamier, a deeper, grassy flavor.
And after lunch, in what has become a strangely frequent occurrence in Rio, I once again find myself with a tambourine in hand, jamming with a live band. Preparations for Rio's Carnaval are a year-round affair, so why not make it a party, in typical Brazilian fashion?
Samba culture is huge in Brazil, and this is one of the many events that happens throughout the year, hosted by Rio Samba schools. This is Salgueiro, one of the most famous schools in the entire city. And it's August. We're not really close to Carnival, but this is a full-on celebration. You got the bateria, or the band, you got the samba dancers, you got all the different performers in the parade here. It's just super cool to witness. Brazilian culture is so rich and so beautiful.
Tonight, two samba schools are rehearsing to compete in the legendary Sambadromo Stadium, a performance that involves hundreds, maybe thousands of people, all in different costumes, playing different characters. There's the bateria, the brass band, the heartbeat of the parade that keeps everyone in motion. The Rainha de Bateria, queen of the band, a mesmerizing dancer whose intricate footwork seems to defy the boundaries of what is possible. The flag bearer and master of ceremonies, they carry the Samba School's flag, spinning with dizzying speed, symbolizing the school's identity and pride. The Musa, celebrated for her beauty, charisma, and ability to captivate the audience. The Passistas, the most skilled samba dancers of the school, and the stars of the parade. Their job is to dance their ass off and look really good while doing it. The Baianas, women representing the Afro-Brazilian heritage and deep cultural roots of the samba school.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the greatest show on earth right here in Rio de Janeiro. I'm gonna give
typical Monday night in Rio.
Pedra do Sal is an area in downtown Rio de Janeiro that's known for its live samba bands. So Monday is the big night, but almost every day you can find a live band playing and people gather around to enjoy it. There are so many people, we literally can barely freaking move right now.
Aqui é o Brasil!
Tequila shot from a stranger. Can we do it?
Oh, you want to?
No! Okay, how much do cariocas like to party?
Absurdamente muito!
So very much. So carioca gostou festa muito.
Muito.
Muito, ok.
Não tem nada melhor que ser carioca. Não tem. Não tem em nenhum lugar do mundo. Só tem no Brasil.
O que eu acho do Rio de Janeiro? É perfeito. As pessoas são calorosas, as praias são maravilhosas, o samba é perfeito, é o melhor lugar do mundo.
This is absolute insanity. Babe, do you feel like we're too old for this?
No! He's too old for this.
The Maracanã Stadium, the heart of football in Rio, and the sacred ground where the drama of Brazil's favorite game is carried out. Flamengo, Rio's local team and the biggest in Brazil, is playing Palmeiras, and Flamengo supporters, known as Nação Rubro-Negra, or Red and Black Nation, have come out in droves. I don't know a thing about football. I've never played, don't know the rules.
Is it better to be short if you're a soccer player?
But the Maracanã has a way of getting to you.
We're at the stadium, so of course we have to have a beer. It's nice and cold and delicious as it should be.
Only Brazil would make me a proper football fan.
The visiting team just maybe made a goal, and the vibe is tense in here right now. They're announcing it. The other team scored, and now it's a tie. Let's see what happens in the next 6 minutes that's left in the game.
Yeah, they didn't win. The game ended in a tie. Oh well. Santa Teresa, a neighborhood perched high on a hill in the heart of the city. Here, nostalgia hangs in the air, thick as Rio's humidity. Colorful colonial buildings line the steep cobblestone streets, once full of splendor, now weather-worn. Once an urban retreat for the religious, the intellectual, and the very wealthy, Santa Teresa is now a bohemian refuge for those seeking a side of Rio beyond the beach, and some of the best food in the entire city.
Obrigada. On Sundays in Brazil, it's really traditional to eat feijoada, which is the country's national dish. It's essentially a very meaty stew with different parts of the paste and black beans. The staple of every Brazilian meal. Look at that, so good. Kale cooked with garlic. And this right here is farofa or cassava flour. It's gorgeous. Look at all the colors. Salty, garlicky, super comforting and delicious. Feijoada is so special, not just because it's delicious, but also because of how the dish came to be. It was invented during the colonial period by African slaves who were essentially thrown scraps of meat by their masters. These were the undesirable bits, the throwaways, the nasty pieces, and they didn't have much to work with in the kitchen. They took the meat, they cured it, and they slow cooked it with beans until it became tender, and feijoada was born. So this dish came out of extraordinarily difficult, hellish circumstances, but it just goes to show how resilient and innovative these Brazilians were. And now this is the most beloved dish in the entire country.
On the weekends, feijoada is accompanied by the rhythms of live samba. In Santa Teresa, tables overflow onto the sidewalks, packed with friends, families, and strangers who won't be strangers by the end of the day. Live music is the pulse that draws everyone in. This is feijoada and pagode, an example of how food and music brings Brazilian people together.
Ciao. Another day, another thrilling ride up to the favela.
All right, we made it. One of the most amazing things about Rio de Janeiro is how much amazing nature is accessible right within the city. So everywhere you can find gorgeous trails like this where you feel like you're in the middle of a jungle or offer amazing views. It's magical. All the hikes in Rio just go straight up in my experience. So even though they're short, they're like a bit intense. Guy is pointing out that this is once again a really good example of the stark contrast between rich and poor. In Rio, you can see it from a bird's eye view here, Rocinha, and then the very wealthy beachfront neighborhood with the golf course and luxury condominiums. All right, let's do this. No need for the rope, huh? Easy peasy. Look at how beautiful this is. Oh my goodness. Oh, look at this. Woo! 350,000 people live here. This is quite the view. We made it. It was quick and dirty and very rewarding. Panoramic views of the city. Look at this. That's the famous boardwalk, Leblon, Copacabana, Ipanema. You can see the heart-shaped lake. What an amazingly beautiful city. Definitely top 3 most beautiful cities in the world.
Rio is a place that makes you feel alive. The people who live here have mastered the art of living in the moment, and by doing so, teach you to do the same. Even when they have nothing, they still find a way to enjoy life. They're fiercely proud of their city and everything it has to offer, flaws and all. Until the next time I return, I'll be keeping the magic of Rio close, because it truly is magic. High above the city, a world away from the posh beach boardwalks of Ipanema and Leblon, lie the favelas, informal settlements clinging to the city's steep slopes, an iconic, unignorable part of the urban landscape. Favelas are home to a quarter of Rio's population, yet they're a place where most Brazilians are too afraid to step foot in.
Today we are going into Rocinha, which is the largest slum in South America, and we're going with Vitor, who is a native of Rocinha. He's lived here his entire life, and we're with Gui as well, and they're gonna give us a true inside look of this side of Rio.
From an aerial view, you'll see areas carefully designed by urban planners, usually at the bottom of Rio's hills and by the sea. Meanwhile, the steep hillsides are dominated by favelas, informal housing built one on top of the other. These communities are controlled by drug gangs who rule with an iron and often violent fist. But they are also home to peaceful, creative, and resourceful people. Favelas are an incredibly interesting portrait of what happens when parts of a city develop without government oversight. No zoning, no building codes, no formal infrastructure.
So right as soon as we enter Rocinha, there's a nice market here, and they're selling everything from clothes to food, anything you might need. Pretty nice stuff, actually. I kind of want to do a proper shop here.
People in the favela, and Brazilians in general, are very entrepreneurial. Despite many not having a traditional education and limited opportunities, they find creative ways to make money. Like Vitor, for example, our guide. He is a jack of all trades. A boxer, rapper, house builder, motorcycle taxi driver, and more. He is the perfect example of why you can't judge a book by its cover. Face tattoos and all, he is one of the friendliest guys we met in Rio.
Our first snack of the day, Gui, what is this? This is carne de sol?
Carne de sol with aipim.
Okay, and this is a very classic Brazilian snack.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
All right.
This is.
Meat and potatoes, eh?
Yes.
All right.
Meat and...
Você comeu todo dia? Isso?
Fácil.
Fácil?
Desse aqui é só para abrir o apetite para comer mais dois.
Porque o menino vai voltar mais tarde. What a way to start the day.
Yeah.
The champion's breakfast.
It is. Okay, one torresmo. A carnivorous way to start the day. Very Brazilian. Favelas are built on really steep hills, so the way in is a motorcycle. So that's what we're gonna do right now. Hey. Vamos, Rocinha. Mom always said that we should do that, get on the back of a motorcycle and drive up to the favelas in Rio de Janeiro.
When slavery was abolished, newly freed Afro-Brazilians found themselves in need of housing. They created the first favelas. In recent decades, rapid urbanization brought waves of rural migrants seeking a better life to big cities. And as Rio de Janeiro grew, favelas grew alongside it. Underlying this story is poverty. Brazil is a land of sharp economic divides, where the rich are very rich and the poor are very poor. This contrast can be clearly seen in Rio's geography.
So in the favelas, you really have some of the best views in the city.
I would say it's one of the most beautiful views of Rio. Here we have the Tijuca rainforest, which is one of the three largest replanted urban rainforests in the world.
So what is this over here? It looks like there's like a field and some interesting fancy structures over here.
It's an American private school. Yeah, and the tuition, it's like $3,000 per month.
So this is really characteristic of Rio then, because you have Rocinha, the biggest favela in South America.
America.
Yeah.
And then one of the most expensive schools, arguably in the world, right here.
Yeah, I believe one of the cool things about coming to the favela is to see the both sides. Rio is a city of a huge contrast, where the rich people are in the bottom of the hill, and the less privileged people are in the slums, right?
Yeah.
So let's say almost 30% of the Rio's population come from the favelas.
Yeah. Well, this is definitely $1 million view.
Yeah. You know, one good thing about that a lot of people don't remember or they don't pay attention, the best athletes come from the slums, right? All the soccer players.
Oh yeah.
All the the black actors. They've done like a lot of movies like Seed of God and the Elite Squad, which is the Tropa de Elite. So yeah, it's a city of a big contrast.
This is true. Favelas are cultural incubators. Samba music and dance have deep roots in the favelas, as well as martial arts, literature, and cinema, including the award-winning film City of God. Some of Brazil's greatest football players like Pelé and Romario grew up in favelas. And then there's funk carioca, or baile funk, a musical genre that is irresistibly danceable.
So funk is a genre that was invented in Rio, and right now little dances to funk on TikTok are really popular, so these kids are showing us how it's done.
As crianças que crescem na favela crescem diferenciadas, mano, porque a gente é obrigado a aprender a se virar desde criança. Eu desde criança, assim, igual ele, mano. Já ganhando meu dinheirinho desde menorzinho. Ia vender um guaracampo, vender um picolé, vender uma cerveja, uma água. Ia pra praia aqui de Ipanema, no Leblon.
Rocinha teaches you to grow up fast and to be independent early. Many children here have an entrepreneurial streak. It's not uncommon to see them selling various goods and profiting off the increasing number of tourists coming to visit the community.
Falando em dinheiro, eu vi que tem muito dinheirinho nessa gaveta, certo?
Sim.
Vai fazer o que com esse dinheiro?
A gente vai planejar uma festa do pijama.
Maneiro.
E investir para conseguir mais e mais.
A outra metade reinvestir em paçoca. E aí vai gerando dinheiro.
E conseguir mais.
Vamos falar de sonhos?
Sim.
Qual o seu sonho?
O meu é ser jogador de futebol.
Legal. Tem alguma posição em específico?
Meio campo.
Meio campo.
Ser jogador de futebol é meio campo e também uma Copa do Mundo.
Legal. E Cauê?
Também quero ser jogador de futebol e isso aqui.
So are we safe walking around in this neighborhood?
Ah, sim, sim. A Rocinha, de longe, é a comunidade mais segura para você, para uma pessoa de outro local vir conhecer. Aqui é impossível de acontecer algo tipo um furto, alguém vir agarrar sua bolsa, seu telefone. Não existe aqui dentro. A galera aqui respeita bastante e acredito que a galera aqui é bem educada. E comigo vocês estão mais seguros ainda.
Yeah, so basically we're safer here than in the rest of Rio de Janeiro.
Com certeza. Cara, se você ir ali para Ipanema, Leblon, aqui na Gávea, Lagoa, o risco de, assim, você não pode ficar com o teu iPhone 15 tirando foto ali à vontade.
So there's basically rules that govern Rocinha that ensure that we're safe and we're not likely to get pickpocketed or robbed while we're here.
So this is complicated. You are indeed less likely to get robbed inside Rocinha, but there are unspoken rules you have to follow. Favelas are run by drug gangs who govern every aspect of life within the community. They are basically an informal government. Tourism brings in money, so it's in the drug gang's best interest to keep tourists safe. If any locals dare mess with a tourist, there would be severe consequences. So, for the most part, if you are with a local, you are fine visiting Rocinha. But remember, this doesn't apply to all favelas in Rio. Most are still incredibly dangerous to visit, but not necessarily because you'll be robbed, but because you'll be in the wrong place at the wrong time during a territory war.
We just had a tiny piece of food and I'm still starving. Time for some coxinha.
All right, bora.
Bora! Coxinha, coxinha, coxinha for you.
Saúde! This is a coxinha. It's one of the more traditional Brazilian pastries. It's shaped like a teardrop and it's deep fried and it's stuffed with chicken and catupiry, which is a type of cheese. This one's good. It's completely stuffed with chicken.
In places like Rocinha, a fascinating clash of stereotypes is unfolding. The media, of course, highlights the now well-known dangers of the favela. But the tourist market has a different mindset, that the favelas are fascinating, energetic communities with the very best views in the city.
How do you feel about tourism in Rocinha?
Sim, pô, de qualquer forma é importante para os comerciantes locais aqui da comunidade para poder manter, né? O chato que tem algumas pessoas que vêm de certos lugares com má intenção de fazer mais ou menos o que você está fazendo, mas para divulgar informações negativas da comunidade, para falar mal, para falar de violência, de crime, de muitas outras coisas que não deixa de acontecer, porém é muito isolado, muito difícil. Mas a maioria aqui dos moradores, acho que 99,9% da população da comunidade são pessoas de bem, que estão em busca de melhoria, em busca de uma vida melhor, digna, que trabalha. A parte que é a parte escura de crime, de tráfico e tal, é muito pequena. Uma parte mínima, porém existe.
To get to this viewpoint, we passed through many narrow alleys that we were not allowed to film. This is the #1 rule to respect when visiting. Put away your camera when it's asked of you. Rocinha's raw reality, its unfiltered daily life, is something you won't see everywhere. Guards with machine guns, drugs being openly sold. It's truly a surreal experience.
So we just walked through some alleys in order to get here, and it felt like we were in a movie. Like it felt like we were in the City of God. I've only seen it on the big screen, but we are here now, and I mean, oh my goodness, look at this view behind me is absolutely insane. You can see all of Rocinha, you can see Rio de Janeiro. This whole experience, I just really feel like I'm in a movie right now. It's crazy.
Antes que isso pare, vou lançar Ferrari, viajar pra Bali, ganhar milha em PUC. Vou deixar minha filha mais rica possível, for avaliada ainda as pop smoke. Quero fazer uma renda sem limite, ó, que eles não nos identifiquem, ó. Nunca traca menor, joga bafli, pior. Pega com a visão do meu drip, pior. Que nada me abale, que nada me pare. Pros meus inimigos quero game over. Quem é o culpado se sou contra o Estado? Investir em skunk, investir em cook. Bully vai se chamar mano de ri, ó. Usa lá pre ri, usando de, ó.
The position of the favelas are obviously really interesting. They're kind of prime real estate, like you get amazing views all over, but it does pose challenges to construct on these incredibly steep hills. Like you see the hills in Rio literally just jut straight up. So we're at a construction site and we're getting a little peek at just how they do that.
Favelas are the result of decades of improvised solutions to basic needs, like electricity, running water, and construction. For example, if you look up in Rocinha, you'll notice a complex web of electrical wiring. Without official infrastructure or service from utility companies, residents had to get creative, tapping into the main power grid to borrow electricity for their homes, the ultimate jeitinho brasileiro. Today, Rocinha and the rest of Rio's favelas are fully functioning, self-sufficient cities within a city, with their own economy and distinct way of life.
So far what we've seen of the favelas, you see the exterior of the houses and the facades, and that's kind of what's most visible, but then you have a really complex web of alleys and really steep stairwells that are kind of hidden, and that's where a lot of life takes place. It's really interesting. We are at Vitor's home, currently on his rooftop, and from here you can see all of Rocinha. We might have the best view in the city. This is pretty crazy. And this area over here is home to 350,000 people. So it's essentially a city within a city. Are there any special rules to living in the favelas that you have to be aware of?
Não, existe regras, existe leis. Quem tem um pingo de noção vai saber que tu não vai chegar na favela, você não vai chegar com a câmera e filmar ninguém armado. Eu acho que essa é a única regra, a única lei assim que é bem fundamental para para você ficar em segurança aqui dentro da favela. E aqui é extremamente proibido roubo, estupro, esses crimes que é crime federal. Dentro da favela a punição é bem mais rigorosa, né? Na rua, se você roubar, a polícia vai te levar preso. Aqui dentro da favela, se você roubar e a galera que tem aqui dentro do crime te pegar roubando, vai tomar um couro. Maneiro.
Um corretivo.
Um corretivo.
So it may seem like from our experience that it's easy to come into Rocinha on your own, but it's not. We've had a really good guide, Guy, who's given us an inside look. So if you want to take a tour, we're going to drop his information in the description box.
So, as always, reality is nuanced. And on top of crime, violence, and drugs, you'll see people laughing and smiling all around, and children wandering alone through the maze of winding streets. At the end of our visit to Rocinha, we agreed to buy one local kid a snack. And this soon escalated into happy chaos as over 20 kids swarmed into the local market to claim their snack as well.
A gente foi ver as crianças dançar ali. Falei que ia comprar algum salgadinho pra eles. Veio o bairro inteiro pra comprar um salgadinho pro bairro inteiro. Mendigão. Aqui se chamar uma criança pra de 50, rápido.
Que de dedeira, relógio, cordão grosso. Nas correntes te sufoca. Agora vai pra vala se ficar de fofoca. Investindo em beat todo dia, nós troca. Eu botando bem no talentinho, ela pedindo vai soca. Nós mexe com a minha chapa. Se chama pra
But when you go into the main avenue and you see Sambódromo, Sapucaí, all big, with hundreds of people screaming out there. And they have fireworks for every school, they have fireworks. And you see the white floor and the avenue of Sapucaí. Look at my skin, I get like, ah.
Welcome to the vibrant world of Rio's Carnaval Parade, where samba schools from all over the city compete for victory in a dazzling display of creativity. This year, our friend Johanna took us behind the scenes as her samba school fights for the winning spot of the night. Join us as we experience one of the world's greatest spectacles. But first, a look behind the scenes at the getting ready process.
It's a couple hours until showtime at the Sambódromo, and Johanna and her students are getting ready to be on their float and in the parade.
The energy is high in Johanna's apartment, and just a little bit chaotic.
In Rio de Janeiro, everything runs last minute. It's like amazing. They just dropped the costumes for my people 1 hour ago. Everybody was freaking out.
So each year, Johanna brings her students from California, and of course, she's the musa of her samba school, so she leads the parade, and they also get to be on the float in full costume. So that's what you see here. Everybody's kind of in the midst of getting ready at different stages. Some people are getting their makeup done, others are starting to get in costume, but the costumes are looking really good, really elaborate, really beautiful. It's really cool to be able to see this. Okay, I'm gonna try this on now. I'm really excited. It's so beautiful. So I can get a little bit of an idea of what it feels like to walk or be on the float. Yeah, I know. With my really excellent samba. So these are a little bit lighter, but I can already see how it might be challenging to dance in these, and Johanna's is really heavy. And her daughter was just telling me that last year her piece was so heavy and it rubbed on her back and created so much friction that she was actually bleeding, and it took off the top layer of skin, which is really crazy. All right, I'm gonna take this off now because I'm sweating, but these ladies are endurance queens. So could you tell us a little bit about the costumes tonight?
Yes, so the costume is not picked by me. Every year it's picked by the Carnavalesco. So I don't get to pick the colors or the style or anything. But I love it. It's gold with orange and red, and you're gonna see it soon. It's really amazing. You're gonna love it. It's beautiful, isn't it? It's like gold, 100% gold. This is the first time that my atelier actually used this material to do a headpiece. This is the very first time. So it's a little bit heavy.
Yeah, how heavy do you think it is? How many pounds roughly?
Not too much. 5 kilos is 10 pounds.
10 pounds? Yeah, not too much.
It's not too much. Honestly, this is nothing.
So how do you feel when you're in full costume?
No human.
So this is a feat that takes multiple people to make happen. Gotta get the headpiece on, the makeup, the outfit. She's looking like a princess right now. To an amazing evening. Good luck, Johanna.
Feliz Carnaval, happy Carnaval, bon Carnaval, gente. Cheers. Here we go. I'll see you there in Salvador. The
Sounds
biggest
good.
carnival of the whole world. The biggest party on earth.
We're at the Salvador now, home to the biggest carnival parade in the world. And we have some pretty good seats. We're right in the front row, and we're in front of the judges' box, which means that the samba schools and the samba dancers will all be putting on their best show right here, so we get to see the best of it. How do you pronounce Sambadromo?
It's pronounced Sambadromo.
The first float is coming, and they're really elaborate and beautiful. And the samba schools put an entire year of work into planning the theme, planning the floats, planning the costume, planning the choreography, even writing a song. So this is just the culmination of a lot of work, and as soon as one carnival ends, the planning for the next one begins. I'm getting a little emotional because you hear about this your whole life, and I just can't believe I'm here. And we got the best seats in the house. We got really lucky. They're putting on their best show for the judges right here. It's really amazing.
Everything you've seen so far is one single samba school. Each school has hundreds to thousands of participants, and the full procession down the avenue takes 55 minutes. In Rio de Janeiro, samba schools are divided into two groups, the Access Group and the Special Group. Tonight, Access Group schools compete for entry into the coveted Special Group. Glory, fame, and money all come alongside this victory, so competition is fierce.
If I remove a part of my outfit, points off. If I don't sing the music that enredo the samba school has, points off. If I remove my shoes, point off.
Uh-oh, points up!
Okay, here's the official criteria that samba schools are judged by. Enredo is the story that guides all elements of a samba school's performance. It is informed by Brazilian culture and accompanied by an original song composed for the parade each year. Costumes and floats must be visually stunning, of course, and align with the enredo, evolving with the story as it unfolds. Also judged, performances by the master of the room and she who carries the flag, the percussion band, or bateria, and the front commission, a group of dancers that lead the parade and introduce the enredo through dance.
It's just about 3 a.m. Porto da Pedra is just about to start, so we are running right on Brazilian time. They were supposed to go on at midnight. They are 3 hours late, and the endurance game is coming into play. I am tired. Pace yourself, my friends. Learn, or you'll lose your voice like me.
A invenção da Amazônia, o delírio imaginário de Júlio Verne, colorindo a Sapucaí de vermelho e branco. Vem aí, a Unidos do Porto da Pedra.
São Gonçalo, se a comunidade, alô povo aparecer, canta tigre, segura, todo mundo, barararaê, barararaê, marina, é bom, amores da floresta, outro da pedra, é nossa hora de vencer, barararaê,
The judges stood up actually for this performance, so I think that's a pretty good sign.
Porto da Pedra's story this year is based on Jules Verne's book, 800 Leagues on the Amazon. It's a book about adventure and the legends surrounding the Amazon, the flora and fauna, creatures from the Amazon River, and the mythical Amazonian warriors. The kicker? Jules Verne never actually traveled to the Amazon, so the book is all based on his wild imagination, which Porto da Pedra embraces. Their performance, from the floats and costumes to the original song, is based on an invented Amazon. It is, in essence, a fantasy. Sometimes a lost paradise, sometimes a feverish hell. In addition to telling stories from Jules Verne's novel, Porto da Pedra nods to historical Amazon activists who work to protect the forest and the native populations. At the end of the procession, Porto da Pedra makes an appeal to protect the Amazon from being continually exploited for profit, currently a major political issue in Brazil.
All right, the Porto da Pedra parade is over. They really stood out. The Amazon theme was really different. The costumes were so colorful and beautiful. The dancers brought great energy. At one point, the judges stood up. They did really good, and it was super cool to see Joanna in action.
The energy was high backstage after Porto da Pedra's performance.
It was amazing.
Yeah, we saw you.
You did?
Yes.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
You two look so beautiful. Look at them.
Thank you for watching us. I'm so excited. I hope you had a good time.
So cool to be part of this chaos right now.
Where is my towel? I don't know how my face is looking. I don't feel tired at all. Neither exhausted, neither tired. I can do this one more time. Right now, let's do it again. Now I remember why. Every time I say it's my last one, but it's not my last one.
And Porto da Pedra ended up winning the night and are progressing to the special group parade in 2024. Sao Paulo is home to 12 million people. Here, skyscrapers stretch far into the horizon, and each neighborhood has its own completely unique character and personalities. A million worlds coexisting in a single place. The city is urban and gritty. There's a kind of darkness here, and has an underbelly more exposed than most places. Yet, there's an undeniable beauty in its imperfections. Compared to the rest of Brazil, the pace of life in Sao Paulo is faster, often drawing parallels to New York City's restless energy. But the Brazilian spirit is still very much alive here. In a country as vibrant and colorful as Brazil, it's impossible to prevent people from expressing themselves. And in Sao Paulo, graffiti is the primary medium of this self-expression. From highway overpasses to the entire length of sky-high buildings, thousands of minds shout their opinions, worries, anger, joy, and convictions, all with a spray can. Some pieces document elements of Brazilian culture, while others comment on specific political issues. Many make tongue-in-cheek observations about the state of Brazil today. Beco do Batman, located in the artsy and hip neighborhood of Vila Madalena, may just be the most expressive place in Sao Paulo. The alley is an open-air gallery of street art, featuring bold, brash colors and shapes. A veritable feast for the eyes.
Sao Paulo is one of the world's biggest hubs for street art, and this area is really ground zero of that. Even though you can see big pieces all across the city, we're in Vila Madalena at Beco do Batman. It's a touristic alley just covered in massive, colorful murals. And there's quite a cool bohemian vibe here. You'll see a lot of hippie artist types selling handcrafted goods and jewelry. It's one of the biggest tourist sites in Sao Paulo, and for pretty good reason. It's actually pretty cool.
The sheer skill and individuality displayed in every single piece is stunning. And each day brings about new art as an influx of artists consistently start afresh, covering up other work in the process. An art form that is by design impermanent.
Beleza, rapaziada? Eu sou o Sogan, Fernando Nunes, sou artista daqui de São Paulo, 011 Capital. Faço uns trampos de grafite, lettering, criminal lettering, tatu.
So how long have you been doing art in Sao Paulo?
Eu já venho desde a pichação, então desde 97, 98 eu já venho fazendo um vandal em São Paulo. Aí com o tempo deu uma mudada e agora eu tô fazendo uma parte mais de grafite. Tipo, se bem que a gente faz ainda, não perde nunca a essência, né?
But graffiti has never just been about pretty pictures, and some forms of it are more controversial than others. This is pichação, an angrier, grittier form of street art. Inspired by heavy metal album covers, pichação is thick black paint applied in aggressive, often illegible script, hastily but intentionally scrawled all over the city. In Sao Paulo, pichação is not merely a subculture, but a visual language that dominates the city's landscape. The practitioners are known as pichadores, and the more challenging and sacred the location, the more respect and notoriety they command among their peers. This often involves scaling tall buildings, risking arrest, and even life-threatening climbs to achieve the ultimate placement. Pichação is the most prevalent art form in Sao Paulo, though some dispute that it's an art form at all.
Nem cara que é cultural, que entende de cultura, entende, então tem como ser uma pichação legível. Então não tem o que falar, não é? Porque isso é uma arte. Tem lugares que é bem pichado, é bem feito, uma caricatura bonita. entendeu? O que significa. Mas coisas em vão é feio, né, cara? Suja. Mesma coisa uma casa toda bonita, você jogar sujeira lá dentro.
Is there any conflict between street art culture like this and pichação culture?
Tem uma certa harmonia desde que um acabe respeitando o espaço do outro. Claro que no meio de tudo isso sempre tem uma treta ou outra, né? Que em todo lugar sempre tem uma treta ou outra, entendeu? Mas sempre meio que rola um respeito mesmo.
Street culture is really big here in Sao Paulo. Right now we're at a plaza that is really popular among skateboarders, and people are just here skateboarding, hanging out, drinking beer, and it spans all ages. And the street culture doesn't really stop at skateboarding. There's also a ton of street art and graffiti all around town. There's a big culture surrounding that, as well as hip-hop culture. Skateboard doing a trick. It was a dope trick though.
Night falls, and Sao Paulo becomes Gotham City. Its underbelly slowly exposing itself more and more. Lights cast an eerie glow on the streets. Shadows drape over graffiti-covered walls. And there's a constant hum of activity, no matter the hour. This, after all, is a city that never sleeps, that never stops.
Did you know that the largest Japanese settlement outside of Japan is right here in Sao Paulo? We're currently in Liberdade, which is the heart of Sao Paulo's Japanese and other Asian communities. Today it's an incredibly vibrant neighborhood, but this area actually has an incredibly dark history.
Liberdade was previously known as Field of the Gallows. It was a site for public executions during the colonial period. Many slaves and convicts were executed in what is now known as Liberdade Plaza. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, the area began to transform as housing developments sprang up and Japanese and other Asian immigrants moved in. This dark past was quickly forgotten. And today, Liberdade is the energetic hub of Asian culture in Sao Paulo, home to the largest Japanese community outside of Japan.
Japanese immigrants began coming in big numbers in the early 19th century to work in agriculture, and they initially settled in this neighborhood around that time as well because property prices were really cheap at that point. And now you can see signs of Japanese culture over the neighborhood in the businesses, restaurants, and of course events like this, which is a Japanese festival.
And of course, some of the best Japanese food can be found right here.
An izakaya is a type of casual Japanese bar and restaurant. You come here to drink some sake, eat some bar food, and there's usually like a counter like this that we're sitting at right now. What's your favorite part about Sao Paulo?
Eu acho que a parte que eu mais gosto de São Paulo é a liberdade. Eu acho que aqui a gente consegue explorar um pouco mais de uma cultura que a gente não tá tanto em contato. E aqui você consegue comida boa, você consegue comida rápida, você consegue comida que não é tão cara. É um lugar muito turístico também, então atrai bastante gente aqui para São Paulo.
Delicious. It's an an omelet filled with cabbage and shrimp. Smelling and looking pretty awesome. And it's really cool because we saw the owner make the food in front of us. Even though it's a bustling restaurant, it has a really cool, intimate vibe, like being in your family's kitchen or something. This is called kakuni. It's braised pork rib and broth. It's looking awesome. So tender, and the broth is really light with just a hint of ginger. These are octopus balls. It almost looks like it's like alive. Cheers. Hot.
In a country where life isn't always easy, you can always count on a party. Once the clock hits 5 p.m. on a Friday, it's game time. Brazilians take their weekends seriously. Through inequality, through corruption, and through the constant threat of senseless crime, the partying has never stopped in Brazil. Whether you're rich or poor, young or old, a good band, a good crowd, and free-flowing alcoholic beverages are the great equalizers that bring Brazilian people together.
Because I haven't found one yet.
O dia que eu morrer, que terminar minha encarnação, vou falar para Deus me mude de profissão. Não quero ser comerciante, nem morrer atrás do balcão, não quero ter empregado e não quero ser patrão. Quero dormir sossegado, sem nenhuma preocupação, não polícia me tirando, fiscal com confusão. Nasça branco, nasça moreno, vou jogar no timão só para acabar com o verdão, mas nunca mais trabalhar no mercadão.
This is the most famous market in Sao Paulo, the Mercado Municipal. It's a traditional market, and today is Saturday, and it's absolutely insane.
Sao Paulo's Mercado Municipal is 136,000 square feet of everything. Meats, produce, fish, dried goods.
So this is a calabresa that's cured.
Far beyond a simple area of commerce, though, the market is a meeting place for Paulistas on Saturdays and Sundays for food and socializing with friends. It's an endearing Brazilian tradition, kind of like church on Sundays. We're here for a true Paulista favorite, a monolith of a sandwich. 300 grams of cold-cut mortadella, warmed up on a flat-top grill, smothered in melted cheese, and served in between crispy French bread. Heaven.
Look at that. That's an ungodly amount of lunch meat. Obrigada. And to wash it down, a bolinho bacalhau. It's like a fried cod pastry. To my head, for scale, quite the sandwich. I don't even know how I'm gonna eat this. The things I do to maintain my girlish figure.
Mercado Municipal was founded in 1933, and some vendors have been around for the majority of its existence.
Eu moro em São Paulo há 68 anos, tenho 91 de idade e 62 trabalho aqui no mercado.
Ask him what it means to be a Paulista.
É o coração do Brasil.
In the past, family lore in Brazil was passed down via spoken word and poetry. Nothing was written down. but generation after generation heard stories from their parents that they then passed on to their children. Today, this tradition is largely lost, and Levi, a poet and Brazilian national treasure, is a custodian of the art form. At 91 years old, he is still incredibly sharp, with a memory better than most half his age.
Beleza não põe na mesa, tristeza não paga a dívida, amor não é sem barriga e dinheiro não é comida. Casamento não é sorte, a morte é fim de vida, velório não é festa, enterro é despedida. Acabaram com a natureza, a vida perdeu a graça, envenenaram o ar e cobriram o céu de fumaça. Os pais viraram palhaço, a mãe viraram madrasta, a religião virou comércio e o santo fugiu da praça.
If you don't speak Portuguese, it's impossible to fully grasp the depth of Levi's poetry. He touches on Brazilian culture and politics, as well as his life, often using intricate and meaningful wordplay, leaving us non-Brazilians just outside the full appreciation of his artistry. Yet, through his words, we still get a peek into Brazil's past and present. In a quiet neighborhood in Sao Paulo, all is calm. Most businesses have closed for the evening, their shutters down and signs dark. But in the distance, lights. As you get closer, the hum of people chattering grows, punctuated by occasional laughter and the sounds of caps popping off beer bottles and glasses clinking together in toasts. You've arrived at the neighborhood Boteco, a staple of Brazilian social life.
We are at a Boteco. It is a casual type of Brazilian bar. And one thing I love about Brazil, people love having a good time no matter what day of the week it is. It is a Wednesday evening and this place is packed. And at every Boteco worth their salt, they serve you beer in the 600 milliliter bottle. And this has a very special name. Lenza, what is that?
It's called camisinha, or a condom in English.
And a big part of Boteco culture is the food. And you have to eat food specifically with a lot of fat and salt. The specialty here, the food is always fried. These are bolinho de bacalhau, or little cod fritters. They smell really good. Cheers. So good. Another fried ball. Cheers. This one has meat. It tastes like sausage. It's crunchy, delicious. Chef's kiss. Obrigada. Just the amount of fried chicken you need for 2 people. This is frango passarinho. It's a very common bar food here in Brazil, served at every Boteco. And it's fried chicken, so we all know what it tastes like. But what's a little bit different about this one is how fried it is. You can see that it's fried to the point where it's just super, 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 super crispy. And this is really common in Brazil. They like their meat well done like this. It's really got that crunch.
And numerous fried balls and beers were consumed and enjoyed by all. It would take a lifetime to see all that Sao Paulo has to offer. This concrete jungle is a story without an end, each chapter more compelling than the last. Vibrant, dark, and everything in between, its characters deserve a novel of their own. Until we meet again, Sao Paulo, your story continues, and we'll be back for more. One day. What's the best thing about Brazil? The magic that draws people in from all over the world. The beaches, surely. The people, who always seem to be moving and enjoying life. The music around every corner. You can find all these things and so much more in Salvador, Bahia, Brazil's first capital. Salvador sits near the southern tip of a peninsula where the Bay of All Saints meets the bright blue waters of the Atlantic. Life here moves at its own pace, a slower, more relaxed pace known as Baiano time, where no matter when you arrive, it's always the right time. This is unmistakably a hub for creatives, and being here, it's easy to see where their inspiration comes from. Se empresa, olha para o céu, fala com Deus, você tá na Bahia. Take your time, look at the sky, talk to God, you're in Bahia.
We're in Pelourinho. It's the historical center of Salvador. And Salvador was the first capital of Brazil, and it was the capital for over 200 years, from the 1500s to the 1700s. So here in the city, and specifically right here in the historical center, you have a lot of opulent Portuguese architecture, colorful buildings, old churches. It's incredibly beautiful, and it's one of the biggest tourist destinations in the city.
Pelourinho was the heart of Salvador during the colonial period. Throughout the day, the sound of rhythmic drumming echoes off the facades of historic homes painted in the colors of the tropics: sea blue, jungle green, papaya orange, mango yellow. Strolling on the cobblestone streets feels almost surreal, with something captivating and spontaneous unfolding around every corner.
Salvador was Brazil's first capital, so I suppose you could say that modern Brazil started right here. And during that period, from the 1500s to the 1700s, Salvador was a bustling economic hub. There was a lot of sugar production here, and its location as a port city provided a direct line for trade with Asia and Europe. And you can imagine, seeing the historical center, how opulent it was here.
This was once the most affluent city in the New World, and that wealth was largely built off the backs of enslaved Africans forced to work in an extensive network of sugar plantations for the Portuguese colonizers. Out of the 12.5 million Africans taken from their homeland during the transatlantic slave trade, an estimated 5 million were brought to Brazil, and 1.5 million ended up right here.
The name of this neighborhood, Pelourinho, comes from the whipping post where enslaved Africans used to be publicly punished for alleged infractions. And this just goes to show how intertwined the dark history of slavery is with this city.
Brazil's African diaspora has profoundly contributed to its culture, shaping cuisine, music, and other forms of artistic expression central to Brazilian life. You could make the argument that everything that makes Salvador and Brazil as a whole cool and unique seems to have its roots in Africa. And it really seems like there are drums around every corner. It really creates this vibrant, unique energy that is completely distinctive to Salvador.
This church is a big part of African history here in Salvador.
It was built during the colonial period by enslaved Africans and freedmen. Every Tuesday evening, there's a big mass that's held here that's very special, so that's what we're here to experience.
The Church of Nossa Senhora do Rosário dos Pretos was built by the Brotherhood of Our Lady of the Rosary. Black Catholics were not allowed to worship in the same churches as their white masters, so the Brotherhood decided to create a place of worship they could call their own. Construction of the church began in 1704 and took over a century, as the Brotherhood had limited resources compared to their Portuguese counterparts and could only work on the church in their spare time.
The exterior of the church is incredibly beautiful. It's constructed in a classic Baroque style. And as far as the Mass itself, there are elements of a classic Catholic service, but there's also elements like drumming and other things that differentiate it because of the African influence and history.
Gamboa, a historic fishing community nestled below towering luxury condominiums and above the sparkling blue sea. It emerged near Salvador's historic port during the colonial period, where enslaved Africans arrived after their harrowing transatlantic journey. Over time, the area became home to freed and escaped slaves. Today, Gamboa is increasingly known by tourists for its breathtaking views, rich Afro-Brazilian heritage, and flavorful cuisine. A prime example is Bar do Mônica, a casual waterfront bar accessible only by foot or boat, offering visitors an authentic taste of Bahia.
This bar is right at the bottom of a favela. It's a fishing community, and we had quite the adventure to get down here. So our Uber driver dropped us off, 15 minutes walking. We got lost inside the community, met a very nice 84-year-old local who guided us here. We walked along the highway, did a bit of climbing, but we made it. We may have risked our lives a little bit, but we're here now, and the vibes are great. I got my cocktail and I'm happy again. Saúde! Saúde! The vibe at this bar is quite cool. It's a lot of people in their bathing suits, drinking, eating seafood, occasionally going for a dip in the water. And I really like this city so far. Time seems to move a little bit slower here. There's absolutely no rush to get anywhere. The servers aren't in a rush to bring you your food and drinks either, and I'm very charmed by this city. It's good vibes here. So Mom, how do you like Brazil so far?
Very good, quite an adventure. And I love the drink, I love the people, and I love the place. People are very friendly and nice, and the drinks are delicious.
Given Salvador's coastal location, it's no surprise that most Bahian dishes heavily feature seafood. Bar do Mônica serves everything fresh, caught by the local community. Whether grilled, stewed, pan-fried, or eaten raw, it's all pretty damn delicious.
I'm so hungry, I don't have the energy to stop and talk about the food. But obviously this is a seafood town, considering its location. Yeah, we got some grilled lobster and a moqueca, which is a fish stew. Then we got mixed seafood, so lobster, shrimp, calamari, all the good stuff. This place is about the views, about the cocktails, and by the time the food actually arrives to your table, you're so drunk that it tastes great. So it's all part of the experience.
Then, after a mostly cloudy day, the sun comes out.
40 years.
Large caipirinha in hand.
You are from America,
It was a good day in Salvador, Bahia.
Upon arriving in Salvador, you'll notice women with striking silhouettes. Billowing balloon skirts, flowing blouses, and carefully tied headscarves. Meet the Baianas, the embodiment of Brazil's African roots. Baianas are custodians of Afro-Brazilian food, a cuisine tinged with deep orange dende oil and the fiery kick of hot peppers that Brazilians outside Bahia find hard to handle. We were fortunate to meet Flavia, also known as Baiana do Farol, who graciously offered to prepare a traditional Bahian meal for us. We meet at São Joaquim, a bustling farmers market known for its fresh local ingredients and seafood.
Vamos tentar achar siri, né? Pra fazer aquela sirizada, a moqueca de siri. Ou, se não achar o siri, a gente vai partir pro caranguejo.
So, comida de Salvador tem muito fruta do mar?
Sim, sim. É siri, é caranguejo, é camarão. Ai, meu Deus. Peixes variados, né?
O caranguejo aqui na Bahia, ele vem de diversos lugares. Se for perto do mar, como é chamado Bahia de Todos os Santos. E já começa aqui.
We get our seafood and head to the heart of the market.
Leite de coco. Toda comida baiana tem que levar coentro.
It's cool to see all the different local ingredients, the herbs that are used in cooking, and of course, chilies.
Baiano sem pimenta não é baiano, é fake news. Como até pura. Almoçando eu... Então, gatona, aqui, o camarão também a gente utiliza para fazer o acarajé. Eu gosto muito do camarão defumado, mas cada um é para um tipo de comida. Aqui é o nosso azeite de dendê. Sem isso aqui, meu amor, não existe a nossa muqueca, a nossa comida baiana. Tem que ter o dendê. Aqui é o sangue do baiano.
Yeah.
É o dendê.
Yeah. So what are the core ingredients of Baiano cuisine that you can't miss?
Bom, primeiro o dendê, leite de coco, camarão, tomate, cebola, pimentão, coentro e sal. Tem esses ingredientes, meu amor. Bora que a gente vai comer e lamber os beiços até umas horas.
This is cassava flour, farinha.
Dois, três.
Não sei, farofa!
Farofa! Tastes a bit like popcorn.
E aí, gostou da feira?
Yeah, muito gostoso. É muito fresco.
Sim.
Now we're gonna head back to her house, me on the back of her motorbike, and we'll see you there for some cooking.
Aqui, eu pelo menos aqui na minha casa, todo mundo que chega, mundo tira o sapato. Que é o que a gente vem da rua, né?
On the menu today, crab moqueca, a traditional Brazilian seafood stew that is a fusion of African, indigenous, and Portuguese influences.
Eu tive sorte na vida que todos os ex-maridos sabiam cozinhar, viu?
The base of the stew is a mix of onion, garlic, tomato, peppers, and cilantro.
Eu gosto de botar uma parte, passo no processador e a outra parte eu coloco batida, porque dá aquele, né, aquela mistura mais do tempero. Dori! Vem, Dori!
Ok.
Quem vai botar esse... Ai, meu Deus! Maninha! Vamos tirar essa panela aqui, misericórdia. Bota, Dori. Bota. Desce, bota.
Like...
Ai, meu Deus! Sai, filha!
Get out! Yeah, okay.
Devagar pra você.
Oh no.
Misericórdia.
And there's one more bag after this, though.
Eu já tô no quarto marido, filho, no quarto. Quarto não, terceiro. Quem fica parado é poste. Tem aquele ditado, né? Soldado morto, farda em outro. Não precisa soldado morrer, não. A gente bota a farda em outro, ele vivo mesmo.
The foundation of every Bahian dish, palm oil and garlic.
Vem, Dori, joga isso aqui lá. O básico que toda comida baiana tem. Tomate, cebola, pimentão, alho. E o coentro que ainda vai, né? Ainda vai o coentro, leite de coco, limão, sal e amor. O principal de tudo, né? Sem amor eu nada seria. É só o amor que conhece o que é verdade. Neném, ele bateu na minha porta agora. Hoje eu sei. Tcharam!
Wow. Look at that. Pretty excited to eat
aí,
that.
preparada?
Yeah.
Lunch is served with the crab moqueca, a tomato and pepper salad, pirón, or cassava flour mixed with the stew to create a thick, flavorful paste, and garlic rice. It wouldn't be a Brazilian meal without rice.
Everything cooked from scratch here. Muito delícia. Não?
Tá ardendo, viu? Você come essa pimenta toda, é? Misericórdia. É baiana mesmo. É baiana.
Everything was... So, for you, what does it mean to be a baiana?
Ser baiano é ser feliz, é ser alegre. E eu amo ser baiano, eu tenho orgulho de ser baiana, de ser soteropolitana.
Was spicy getting to everybody?
There's something enchanting about Salvador at night. Large swaths of the city feel almost like they're forgotten, with crumbling colonial-era buildings and Baroque churches that have seen better days, all slowly succumbing to the relentless humidity. But then, if you know where to look, you find pockets of life. Music, free-flowing beer, hips moving, feet moving. You've discovered Salvador's legendary nightlife, happening almost every night of the week.
One of the cool things about a night out in Salvador, but really anywhere in Brazil, is that you just never know the direction that your night is gonna take. You don't know what event you're gonna stumble across. Here, maybe you'll stumble upon a really cool drum circle or street party. You'll meet some new friends along the way, maybe pick up a whole new friend group. You know, a lot of the times in Brazil, you go out at 8 p.m. and you're like, I'm just gonna have one drink. And then next thing you know, it's 5 or 6 in the morning and you're just heading home. So it's one of the really special things about this country.
Tuesday, live music on the stairs, a Pelourinho tradition.
Tuesday night in Salvador, baby.
Wednesday, Portela, a queer local singer with a magnetism and charisma you don't find everywhere. Thursday, a live chorinho jam, a Brazilian music genre that blends European classical music elements with Afro-Brazilian rhythms. Friday, back to Pelourinho, where it's always a party.
Heavy, much, afro.
In Salvador, it's easy to find yourself immersed in the pulse of the people, the music, the drums, slowly losing your sense of self until you become one with everyone else. It all feels quite romantic, really, like you're having a party in a different century. The community breathing life into this weather-worn city by the sea. Capoeira, a martial art developed by enslaved Africans, blending music and acrobatic movements to deceive their oppressors into believing they were dancing rather than practicing a form of self-defense. Capoeira is more than a fight. It's a dialogue, played in a circle formed by participants who sing, clap, and play instruments while two players in the center engage in a flowing exchange of movement. The fighters plant their hands on the floor, wheeling their heels at each other while carefully avoiding contact. Their movements are fluid and circular, with powerful kicks and evasions, each action flowing seamlessly into the next. It's about respect. You don't want to hit the other person, you just want to show that you could. Capoeira is a deep cultural tradition here in Bahia, rooted in resistance, celebrating Afro-Brazilian identity and history. 2 hours by ferry from Salvador, you land in Morro de Sao Paulo, a picturesque island village. A strategic defense point during the colonial period, today it is best known for its tropical beauty, crystal clear waters, and white sandy beaches.
This is Morro de Sao Paulo. It is a tropical island that's only accessible by boat, and it's a popular vacation destination. Brazilians come from all over the country to soak up the sun here. And places like this are fairly common in Brazil's northeast. You just have gorgeous coastline and tropical greenery, and it's a really beautiful part of the country. See, this is the Brazil that people dream about. The clear blue waters, the palm trees, the ice cold coconut. It's paradise for sure. Life could be harder right now. I think the only problem we'll have in the next 2 days is the pain of a sunburn. I love how grilled cheese is like the Brazilian beach snack. It seems really random, but once you've been here for a while, it just starts making a whole world of sense. Obrigada! Look at this. It's a masterpiece.
Oh look, caipirinhas. It wouldn't be a Brazilian beach day without at least one of these deceptively sweet cocktails that can knock you off your feet if you're not careful. The ones here are made with tropical fruits, as well as the traditional lime and sugar combination.
This is an absolutely gorgeous caipirinha. They have all of these nice stands with tropical fruits on display lining the beach. And it's a sin to go to the beach in Brazil without having one of these. So this variation, it's not the classic lime. This one is with fresh passion fruit. Fresh, sweet, absolutely delicious. So Lenza's caipirinha is made from this fruit, which is acerola, which I've never seen before. And then this one is biribiri. This is the intensely sour tasting fruit. And Brazil has all sorts of interesting tropical fruits that you can't find in a lot of places. And this, for another time, this is the cacao fruit, and it's really common in this part of the country to cut the top off and make a caipirinha right in it. So this is like the drinking vessel. Looks like a dinosaur fruit.
If you find yourself lost in Salvador, you can follow the sound of the drums. But chances are you've already forgotten where you were trying to go anyway. In this city, the day takes you where it wants. Forget about time. Let the warmth of its people, the spontaneous dancing and sing-alongs, and the fiery spices of its food take care of you. Whatever shall be in Salvador shall be. What's the capital of Brazil, the largest country in South America? No, it's not Rio de Janeiro, and no, it's not Sao Paulo either. It's this place. Chances are you haven't heard of it. Founded in 1960, Brasilia is the third most populous city in Brazil, home to 5 million people who came from all over the country on the promise of making a better life for themselves. It's far from the most beautiful city in the world. The earth is red, the architecture otherworldly, everything is man-made, even the lake, and you can't get anywhere without a car. But it's a deceptively wonderful place. You just have to know where to look.
We are in Brasilia. It's the capital and central of government in Brazil. And it's not as in-your-face beautiful as other well-known Brazilian destinations. The city is really vast and sprawling. It's very car-centric, and there's no real central area of commerce or tourism where you can just go wander and get lost. It really helps to know someone here who can point you in the right direction and show you what to eat, where to go, what to see. There are a lot of hidden gems here, and Lenza is a Brasilia local. So he's going to take it upon himself to show us around this city. Brasilia has been the capital of Brazil since 1960, and it has a really interesting backstory. So prior to that, the capital was Rio de Janeiro, but the government wanted to move the capital to the interior of the country. And there used to be absolutely nothing here, just red dirt. The city was designed to be fully car-centric, which was incredibly innovative at the time. And it was designed to be in the shape of an airplane. So if you look at an aerial view, that's what you'll see. The body of the airplane is where all the government buildings are. It's where we are now. And the wings of the airplane are residential. So the Three Powers Plaza symbolizes the three major powers of the Brazilian government. So you have the Supreme Court over there. You have the President's House over there. And behind me is Congress, the representatives, and the Senate. Nobody outside of Brazil seems to know much about Brasilia, with one notable exception: architecture students. And that's because Brasilia was planned and built all within a 3-year period, which is a really amazing feat if you think about it. So workers were brought from all over Brazil, specifically the very poor Northeast region, and they were put to work. This city is one of the best examples all over the world of post-war modernism. Oscar Niemeyer designed a lot of the buildings here. So it's just a big point of interest for our architecture students, as you can imagine. There's really an otherworldly feel here with all the stark white modernist architecture. You can only imagine how futuristic all of this felt in 1960 when it was first constructed. This is the most iconic structure in Brasilia and the city's biggest tourist attraction. I've been to Brasilia probably 4 times now to visit Lenza's family and have never been inside. And it's interesting because you enter by going underground rather than there being a door in the building. very interesting with the stained glass and the 3 angels floating on the ceiling. And there you actually have a few confessional boxes. Oscar Niemeyer designed over 24 buildings here in Brasilia. So he, more than anyone else, has really shaped the identity of this city. And it's just really crazy to think about because most architects don't get to realize their vision at such a grand scale, like an entire city, but also other parts of Brazil as well. So you can really see his influence in Sao Paulo, Rio, other major Brazilian cities.
Brasilia is built for cars, a legacy of the modernist planning ideals of the mid-20th century. Vast highways and wide roads are the veins connecting the city, and the needs of pedestrians are more of an afterthought. Having a car here to get around is a non-negotiable. These days, the world prefers something a bit more walkable. But back then, a car-centric city was the peak of modernity and progressiveness, and the whole philosophy of Brasilia as a city, why and how it was built, was the future.
Aqui é um rio, e esse rio aqui é onde todas as criaturas se chegam nesse rio para se refrescar, beber aquela água gelada que passarinho não bebe.
This is one of my favorite botecos in the world. It's called Piauí. I used to come here when I was 18 to 25, somewhere around that age, and this is the real deal.
We're at a boteco. It's a very classic style of Brazilian bar. It's really casual. You have these plastic tables and seats. People come here to drink cold beer, watch some football, and hang out with their friends. One thing about Brazil, the beer is always going to be really, really cold. You see this? That's that frost right there. It's really the only way to drink beer if you think about it.
Another great thing about botecos, it's not hard to make new friends, even if you don't speak the same language.
What is boteco culture in Brazil?
Boteco culture for the workers. It's everything. It's the plastic table, cold beer, and a lot of food with fat and salt.
We got a classic bar snack, some chicharrón, or torresmo in Portuguese, fried pork belly. And apparently if you don't have torresmo, you're not a real boteco, according to Lenza. I don't make the rules, this is what I'm told. This is so good, so crunchy. The perfect bar snack.
So do you two come to the botecos a lot together?
Yes.
Yeah?
A gente vem muito pro boteco.
Você gostou do boteco?
Muito. A gente sai pra dançar também. Dançar.
Forró.
Oh, forró. Very nice. I need to learn forró. So botecos are really nice, very relaxed, easy to make friends, have some drinks to vibe. Now we're going to go dance some forró with our new friends. And it's a Monday night.
Forró is both a musical genre and dance originating in the northeast of Brazil. It is wholesome and folky and incredibly popular all across the country. Every Brazilian is a better dancer than you, even if they aren't more technically skilled. They just have rhythm here, you know? They're not thinking too hard about it, they're just having fun. So here I am, just trying to keep up.
This boteco has live music multiple times a week, but because it's Festa Junina or June Festival, The celebrations are inspired by that. So you have the traditional folk music that is played at Festa Junina and the dances that we were just doing. And there's a bonfire here. So throughout the month of June, you'll see them all over the city, and it's in honor of this specific festival. It has a religious element, but here at the Boteco, it's just like a nice reason to party.
Valeu demais.
Festa Junina is Brazil's most important celebration after Carnaval. With origins in European midsummer festivals, it is an homage to rural life and the country's Catholic beliefs. Throughout June and July, Brazilians across the country come together to revel in the harvest, honor their saints, and do choreographed folk dances in colorful patchwork costumes. It is a celebration as colorful and deeply rooted in tradition as Brazil itself. It's always a good idea to visit the local market in any new destination. And today's Sunday, which means it's more bustling than usual, with Brazilians doing their weekly grocery shopping and eating and drinking with friends.
We love visiting markets like these because they're a really good window into local cuisine and how people cook.
The vendors at feiras are local farmers, artisans, and small businesses. Goods here are often cheaper than in supermarkets and much better quality.
This is a really nice market. They have everything: produce, nuts, cheeses, meats. It's way better than any grocery store we've been to in Brasilia, and we've been to a lot. Try a little grape. Oh, those are delicious. Okay, this very nice vendor just insisted that we take the entire bag of grapes or else he would be very offended. Oh, obrigada. Un coco gelada, por favor. I can never resist getting a fresh coconut when I'm in tropical countries. It's like a one-a-day type of habit. They're really like the perfect fruit. It's one of those things where you're like, how is this naturally occurring? It's almost like too perfect. So I've been sick for pretty much 3 weeks straight. First, I got food poisoning when I first arrived. And that took me out for about 2 weeks because I was really dehydrated and not feeling very well. And then I got better for a single day. And then I got the flu. And then I was sick for a full week after that. So these are really my lifeline. They're really good for me right now. Sundays are the day to come to the market in Brazil. It's like a tradition after church. Family and friends come here and chill. They have a few beers, have some conversation, have some good food. It's just a proper Sunday fun day.
Going to the feira on Sundays is something you look forward throughout the week because it's a time for you to relax, to meet your friends, to eat some amazing good food.
Obrigada. Brasilia is a mix of people from all over Brazil who moved here, who brought their cultures and food. So this food specifically is from the northeast of the country. This dish is couscous with a fried egg and costela, which is beef rib, and then the broth that the costela was cooked in. It's really hearty. There's also cheese in the couscous.
Love my food.
And sometimes you find yourself on a boat with a bunch of friends on the weekend. In the 1950s, there was nothing here, and the natural climate is really dry. So a lake was built, and it's incredibly beautiful. You wouldn't even know that it's man-made.
It's very nice, very cheap.
Very cheap.
The rich lead charmed lives everywhere, but the contrast between them and everyone else feels especially stark in places like Brasilia, to the point where it feels like they exist within a completely different city. The lake is one such example. From afar, it's pretty. On a boat, though, you get a completely different point of view. And what's a boat ride without snacks? You can expect barbecue at pretty much every Brazilian social occasion. The meat is cut into bite-sized pieces by the assigned grill master and delivered right to you. Eat it with your hands, of course.
My favorite thing about Brasilia are the sunsets that we have during the winter. Those are beautiful. And also how the climate's always pretty pleasant.
Beer não. Marvada. A marvada pinga que corre nas veias, dissolve as sapé com estampo de zimas, não briga.
Ai, baby pinga.
Only 10% of Brasilia's population actually live in the original planned city. The rest are in satellite cities, residential sectors that sprouted up around the newly built Brasilia to accommodate population overflow and the working class. One such satellite city is Riacho Fundo 2, and we're here tonight for delicious, affordable barbecued meat. Best enjoyed on plastic chairs with family and friends. Barbecue smoke, the official perfume of Brazil. There's nothing Brazilians love more than grilled meat, and one of their favorite iterations are bite-sized pieces on a skewer, otherwise known as espetinhos. And right now it's a Friday night. We're in one of the many satellite cities in Brasilia, and you have lots of families here just hanging out, drinking some beer, eating some meat. It's just a casual Friday night. Just a simple thing, grilled meat on a stick, seasoned with thick salt, that's the Brazilian way, and that's really all you need.
Brazilians eat espetinho every single day. It's delicious, cheap. You don't have to cook at home. So our favorite food is barbecue, as everybody knows at this point.
Amo o espetinho. Espetinho é top.
E quantos espetinhos você dá conta de comer?
Eu dou conta de comer 2.
Só 2?
Só.
This is yet another example of how you can't do Brasilia without a local. You would never find a place like this in a guidebook or even on Google Maps. You just need someone to show you.
Brazil has it all. Culture, stunning nature, bustling cities, delicious food, and the warmest people on Earth. It's a country that would take several lifetimes to explore, and we keep coming back time and time again. So, if you're lucky enough to find yourself here, look a little further, spend a little more time, and experience the magic of Brazil firsthand.